It's Roger here, and here we are with another cringy pasta. Oh boy! So I'm gonna read a few ones. The first one I know of right now is I can't remember what it's called. Peppa Pig, Daddy Pig's Revengence. Oh boy, if that doesn't sound like an experience there. Ooh. I don't know what does. Anyways, sit down, buckle the fuck up, because here we go. I liked Peppa Pig when I was a little boy. What I watched scared the freak out of me. One time, I was going downtown to find some Peppa Pig DVDs. But everywhere I would go, I could not find anything. I was about to give up and go back home. But I found one more shop. It was Walmart. I asked myself, why is Walmart in the United Kingdom? So I took a look. In there was a bunch of DVDs of shows like Pokio, Pingu, Bear in the Big Blue House, Teletubbies, and even Arthur. I've seen almost every episode of those shows, but never seen those episodes on those DVDs. I found Peppa Pig DVD with two episodes called Daddy Loses Pig the Race. Daddy Pig loses the race. And Daddy Pig's Revenge. I decided to buy the DVD because it was the only Peppa Pig DVD there. I put it in my DVD and played all episodes. The beginning of the first one was normal, except in the background it was nighttime and there was blood on the title. The episode started off with Peppa and her family watching TV. Daddy Pig said that he wanted to a race in something in the Olympics or something. The next day, Daddy Pig was in the race, with some people also racing, and the race started. Daddy Pig was struggling to get first, but then he tripped over and came last place, and then he lost. What the fuck? Daddy Pig, who was sad, so Pep and her family had to go home. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig were in bed. Mummy Pig were asleep, but Daddy Pig was awake with hyper-realistic eyes. What the fuck? And he looked very angry. And he said, I have to get revenge on everyone. They have to pay for it. Episode ended. The next episode didn't have an intro. It started with Daddy Pig going outside killing everyone. Peppa Pig woke up and saw him kill everyone. And then Peppa Pig screamed silently. Wait. What? And Peppa Pig screamed silently and ran down the cellar. Then Daddy Pig went back home and went into Peppa and George's room. And then Daddy Pig holded the axe in the air. Then George woke up and gasped. And then the screen went black and Daddy Pig chopped him up. George's crying sounded just like him crying from the episode Lunch. And even Daddy Pig said, oh no, George. But it sounded like Grandpa Pig. After that, the screen went back to normal and Daddy Pig killed Mummy Pig. And he got a fucking grenade, oh my god. And he threw it at Susie Sheep's house and the school. And after that, Peppa Pig got out of the cellar and called the cops about Daddy Pig. Mrs. Rabbit tried to get Daddy Pig, but she got chopped up to pieces too. And after that, everyone in Peppa Pig Land what? Including Peppa, tried to stop him. They had an RPG. Jesus Christ. It's fucking ISIS. But he had an RPG and shot at everyone, including Peppa. Then Daddy Pig said to the screen with hyper-realistic eyes again that were bleeding, you humans, I will kill all of you. You made me lose, and you made me do this. You're next, barnacle head. damn it. Episode ended. I was so scared that I got nightmares about this episode. I tried telling some of my friends, but nobody believed me. Except my best friend. I showed him the DVD and he got scared also. But I am beware, Daddy Pig is somewhere, and I'll have to find out who made this. Well, if that wasn't art, fuck, dude, I don't even know what it is anymore. Good fucking God. That was bad. Jesus. I think that was bad than the first one, honestly. Oh my God. But you know what? Short, sweet, to the fucking point. I like it. Alright. I'm going to try and find another one to read because this video is getting kind of short. Alright. Part 2 of Perpetual Skull Fucking. And this story here is called Squidward's Revenge. Ooh, we are on a revenge theme today. Alright. Anyways. Squidward's Revenge, I guess. I'm not ready for this. I've been a huge fan of SpongeBob for my entire life. I do agree that the newer episodes kinda suck, but the old episodes which were released before the first SpongeBob movie came out are very close to my heart. I used to love SpongeBob a lot, but ever since what happened to me a while ago, I have not watched the show since. This all happened on October 4th, 2013. That's rather specific, but okay. My parents were out shopping, and I was home alone. I heard a knock at the door. When I opened it, I saw a kid with blue jeans and a black hoodie run into the woods in my front house. In front of my house, my bad. When I looked down, I saw a small cardboard box. Curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to bring it in. That's not a fucking stupid move at all, you know? It's not like it could be a bomb or something. Anyways. When I opened it, there was a DVD in the box. When I put the DVD in, it brought me to a title screen which said Squidward's Revenge. After that screen left, it brought me to an episode selection screen. This is what it looked like. Squidward's Revenge, Part 1, Fired. You know, Part 2, The Accident, Part 3, The Hospital, Part 4, Revenge, Part 5, Alone. I didn't recognize any of these episodes, but curiosity got the best of me. I decided to watch episode 1 first. Well, no fucking shit, dipshit. When the episode started, it displayed the normal opening and title screen. After the episode started, it showed SpongeBob and Squidward working at the Krusty Krab. Mr. Krabs came up to them and he said that he had just won $500,000 in the lottery. Mr. Krabs put the ticket in the kitchen and he said that he would cash it in at the end of the day. Both SpongeBob and Squidward seemed proud of Mr. Krabs, as I thought he would give them a raise. After that, it showed SpongeBob cooking fries in a deep fryer. Mr. Krabs came in and he told him to take out the trash. As SpongeBob was leaving, he accidentally bumped the deep fryer and turned it up all the way. He didn't notice. It showed the boiling grease bubbling up even more. It then showed Squidward walk into the kitchen and deposit food to SpongeBob. When he walked in, he noticed the deep fryer is slowly heating up and he raced over to turn it off. Before he could get to it, the fire burst into flames and destroyed it, and destroyed Mr. Krabs' lottery ticket. The smoke alarm came on and Mr. Krabs rushed inside the kitchen with a fire extinguisher. After he put the fire out, he was furious at Squidward as he thought he was the one responsible for starting the fire. Squidward tried to tell him that he didn't do it, but Mr. Krabs wouldn't believe him. Just then, SpongeBob came back and realizing what happened, he blamed the incident on Squidward to avoid getting fired. Mr. Krabs believed SpongeBob and he fired Squidward. Wow, what an asshole. The episode ended with Squidward walking away from the Krusty Krab. He looked sad. The first episode ended. You know, Wouldn't Squidward be happy though, considering he hates, and I mean hates, the fucking, like, Krusty Krabs? Like, he hates the Krusty Krab with all of his heart. Anyways, let's continue on. It went back to the title screen. Curious, I decided to watch a second episode, which was titled The Accident. When the episode started, it displayed the normal opening and title screen. After the show started, it opened up with Squidward crying in his house. It then showed SpongeBob sitting on his bed with a guilty look on his face. Gary crawled up to him and he told Gary, "What have I done? I cost Squidward his job!" He decided to bake Squidward a cake in hopes of cheering him up. He tried to give it to him, but Squidward slammed the door on him as soon as he opened it. Later that night, Patrick made a bonfire with SpongeBob to help cheer him up. After Patrick threw a piece of paper into the fire, it caught fire and the wind carried it away. Neither SpongeBob nor Patrick noticed it, because they left right afterwards to get buckets of water put it out as they were done with it for the night. It showed a piece of paper float over to Squidward's house. Squidward had a grill outside his house and a propane tank inside it. He also had firewood stacked next to it. Since when do they have, like, actual fires in the show? Aside from, like, a gag. I don't know. Okay. The piece of burning paper landed on the bottom of the wood pile, and the fire started to grow quickly. It showed the propane tank heating up until it exploded. It blew a hole in Squidward's house and immediately caught his first floor on fire. Squidward noticed the sound and he was shaking in terror since he was trapped on the second floor inside his house. Patrick called 911 as SpongeBob was trying to get him to jump out of his window onto a mattress. Squidward was too afraid to do it, and he screamed at him, "This is all your fault!" Just then, the second floor on his house collapsed and Squidward fell into flames which engulfed his first floor. The screen cut to black as soon as the sounds of the fire engine was heard. The episode ended. I knew that I should have just stopped watching at this point, but I was actually kind of interested to know what would happen next. I decided to watch episode 3, which was called The Hospital. When the first episode started, it displayed a normal opening and title screen. When the show started, it showed Squidward laying in the hospital. He apparently survived the fire. He was in a full body cast, and he was on life support. The doctor walked inside the hospital and talked to Squidward. He said to him, "You're gonna be okay. Unfortunately, the fire hurt you real bad. We've tried to save as much of your face as we could." After he left, Squidward was talking to himself. Okay, I'm just gonna point out the fact that a real doctor would not be that casual. It's like, "Oh yeah, your face got fucked up. There wasn't much we could do. Sorry about that." He was talking about how much he wanted to kill SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs. The next several minutes consisted of him thinking of different ways he could kill them. He was then imagining them dying in different, gruesome ways. The episode showed them getting burned alive, stabbed, skinned, beaten to death, raped. Oh my god, beheaded, suffocated, and drowned? I'm sorry, but what? You're gonna drown fucking sea life? Then the episode showed more violent ways he was thinking of killing them by. It showed him thinking of sawing off their limbs, repeatedly sticking a barbed hook down their throats, and in their assholes until they died by blood loss. It showed him stomping on their heads until he could see their brains splattered throughout the floor. It showed him cutting them up with razor blades. It showed him breaking every bone in their body. It showed him ripping out their teeth and cutting off their tongues, and it showed him hammering nails into their bodies. Jesus Christ. After those hallucinations were over, it cut back to show Squidward lying in a hospital bed. The doctor came in and said one of them, "We're ready to remove your bandages. We'll start with one on your face." As soon as they took it off, it showed his face violently burned and damaged. Large parts of his face were missing and red marks were everywhere. However, just before the episode ended, I noticed that Squidward had a disturbing, sick and twisted smile on his face. I was very disturbed after what I had seen. Someone else probably created these episodes, but they look so much like the real show. I decided to watch the 4th episode, which is titled Revenge. When the episode started, it displayed the normal openings and title screens. When the show started, it showed Mr. Krabs closing the Krusty Krab late at night. He was the only one there. He was in his office when he heard the doors open. He called out, "Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow." He got no answer. He heard footsteps walk by his office. He called out, "Is anyone there?" The figure then walked away from his door. When Mr. Krabs opened the door, he saw that the door to the kitchen was open and the light was on. Mr. Krabs slowly walked over to it, all while shaking in fear. When he looked inside of it, nobody was there. He breathed a sigh of relief. When he turned around, Squidward grabbed him and held his face against the hot grill. Mr. Krabs was screaming in pain. He then got the boiling grease from the deep fryer and spilled it on his head. He then threw him on the floor and began hitting him with a meat cleaver. What the fuck? Every time he hit him, more blood could be seen on Mr. Krabs. Eventually, Squidward hit him in the throat, and Mr. Krabs was coughing up blood. Squidward then stomped on his face, which caused his head to explode. The next scene showed Patrick sitting in his home watching TV late at night. All of a sudden, the power went out. Patrick opened his rock and Squidward grabbed him and threw him out. Patrick tried to run, but Squidward tripped him before he was able to run. Squidward broke both of his legs and arms, but he's a fucking starfish. They don't have fucking bones. And Patrick was squirming around on the ground in pain. Squidward grabbed him, put his head inside his house, and slammed his rock down on his head. Patrick's neck broke and he died. That's actually kind of tame compared to fucking crabs, though. Like, sure, with the broken limbs, but in the end, he died fairly quickly with his neck just getting snapped. Squidward kept doing it, and blood was starting to spill everywhere. Eventually, his head was almost off. Squidward grabbed him, tore his head off, and threw him inside his home. The next scene cuts to SpongeBob, who saw what just happened to Patrick. He called the police, and they said that they would be coming over. Suddenly, SpongeBob heard his front door open as Squidward stormed inside. Gary was shivering in fear. Squidward kicked down his bedroom door, killed Gary instantly by stomping on him, and he looked at SpongeBob now shaking in fear. Come on, why kill the snail though? Squidward pulled out a knife and began walking towards SpongeBob. SpongeBob said, "Please don't do this. I'm sorry for everything that's happened to you. I promise I'll get you your job back." Squidward laughed at him and said,
Mr. Krabs is dead. It's too late for that.
SpongeBob heard the police sirens. He said, "If you kill me, you will go to prison." Squidward said,
I'm already going to prison. If I let you live, that won't reduce my sentence at all.
SpongeBob said,
Well, if you kill me as well, you'll have a longer sentence.
The police cars... Hey, wait. They're not cars, they're boats. Get that right. The police boats were seen zooming down the streets. Squidward said,
If I let you live, I will never be able to forgive myself for letting you survive. Goodbye, SpongeBob.
Squidward darted at him and began stabbing him. Then he grabbed SpongeBob and pushed him down the stairs. SpongeBob was barely alive when he was at the bottom. Squidward walked down the stairs and stood over him. The police boats were parked outside SpongeBob's house, and a voice was heard which yelled, Come out with your hands up! Squidward struck the knife into SpongeBob's skull and he died. Squidward walked out of the house. Drop your knife! One of the police officers yelled. Squidward continued to walk towards the two officers. I'm warning you! The police officer said again. Squidward kept on walking towards them. The two police officers then opened fire on him. Their bullets had no effect and Squidward jumped on one of them and broke his neck? What? Okay. The other police officer tried shooting at it, but his bullets weren't working too. He then started running away. Squidward then threw the knife at him as hard as he could and the knife cut into the officer's head, killing him instantly. Squidward walked over to the cop's dead body and took the knife out of his skull. When he did so, blood started squirting out of his skull like a geyser. The final couple of minutes showed Squidward killing all the other characters from the show. It then showed him killing other people in town. The episode ended. I was very freaked out after watching that episode. I would too, that plot sounds abysmal. To this day, I still have no idea why I chose to continue watching those episodes. I just wanted to see what happened and I didn't think that anything bad would come out of it. I decided to watch the 5th and final episode on disc, which is called Alone. Okay, wait. So you already seen like ultra violence and stuff that was from the show. Alright. But now you're gonna fucking like you're gonna fucking Jesus H. When the episode started, the title sequence was different. The music was playing, but no vocals or any other characters could be seen. Also, at a few times in the episode, I saw some of the fish from the show dead. Their bodies were covered in blood and torn apart. When the show started, Squidward was walking alone at Bikini Bottom. Everyone in the city was dead? Squidward's face was still burned, and he had a disturbing smile on his face. Also, remember those episodes when the show showed other cities called Rock Bottom and New Kelp City? It also even showed shots of those cities. Everyone was dead from those cities as well. And it also showed different cities which weren't in any episodes. It showed other cities such as Blue Clam City, Pacific City, Dead Sea City, and Seahorse Countryside. Everyone from those cities were dead as well. There are many other cities, but these are the only ones that I remembered. Squidward must have killed every fish under the sea. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Well, what are the odds? Like legit, what are the odds? It cut back to Squid roaming the barren ocean. Eventually he stopped when he found a deep trench. He was saying some weird chant of fire started rising out of it. All of a sudden a large red creature rose from it. It looked like it was the devil. What? It said to Squidward, "You have done your job well." Squidward said,
I want to kill more creatures. I don't want to stop now. It is too much fun.
The demon said, "I'll make a deal with you." Just as the demon was about to start explaining the deal to him, the episode ended. Okay. I ejected the DVD out of my TV and I was shocked at what I just found. When I looked out my window, I saw the same kid in the black hoodie delivered this to me standing outside my house with his back turned. I decided to approach him and find out what the hell was going on. I walked out of my house and started approaching him. I said to him, "Dude, what the fuck was that?" He didn't respond to me. I said again, "Hello? Can you hear me?" He still didn't respond to me. I was right behind him at this point. I tapped him on the shoulder and right as I did so, He spun around. I saw that he actually was Squidward. What? I screamed in terror as he grabbed my face with one of his tentacles. I passed out. Oh my god, dude, this is so fucking trash. I thought the Peppa Pig one was bad, but this is... At least that was short. While I was out, I had a dream of him, and in that dream he said this to me.
I have chosen to spare you for now because I need you to spread my message. I am going to kill everyone on the face of this earth someday. If you don't spread this message in public, I will kill you in 1 week.
I woke up in my bed. The DVD was on my lap. As soon as I got up, my parents got home from the store. I didn't tell them or anyone else what has happened to me since. Nothing weird has happened to me since the incident. The day after that, I submitted the story to as many sites as I could find. I made a few YouTube videos telling of what happened to me, and I started a chain email in my school which got super big. Nobody knows that I am the one who did this though. As for Squidward, I don't really know what else to say about him. I don't know when, if ever, he is going to destroy the world. I have been occasionally posting this story to other places around the web in the following months in hopes of preventing him from destroying the world. This is also why I'm posting it here too. I don't know if it'll work, but I think it might. Let's just hope for the best and see what happens. As for the DVD, I still have it in my room. I haven't watched it since. Oh boy. I need to sit down after that. Is it too late to like go back on my life decisions here? It is? Yeah? Okay. Well shit, people. Cheers, I guess. No, never mind. It's empty. Alright. Well, that was a story, yeah. Alright, yeah.